We return to a discussion of values and how tragedy brings out something very deep in humanity. There's something deep about protecting life and going to the aid of those who hurt. And now I want to talk about a very strange topic: Hiroshima and Nagasaki. On August 6, 1945, at 8:16 a.m. in the morning, a bomb hit Hiroshima. Immediately, 100,000 people were killed. Thousands others maimed, burned all over their body. Everything was destroyed for several miles. An American warplane had just dropped an atomic bomb called Little Boy. August 9th, 1945, Nagasaki. The same results: 100,000 people killed, thousands maimed because of another bomb, also with a strange name. Big Man, I think it was, or Big Boy, or something like that. I don't have it at hand right now. I remember my reaction. I was 10 years of age, and I thought, man, we got them back. They hit us at Pearl Harbor, and by golly, we got our vengeance, payback. We murdered those sons of guns. And my brother, who was not constrained by any language, would say, we got those sons of bitches. Amazing. Several 100,000 people had died. This was a tragedy of immense proportions. And yes, it was it did cause the end of World War II with the Japanese, who had without condition, an unconditional surrender. Now, you have seen tragedy. You saw it on 9/11 when the towers were destroyed in New York City. And strangely enough, we see firemen running towards the tragedy, running up the building, running to help their friends, to help anyone. These were deep values that were called forth, and all of us were struck by this. We wanted to help. We want to help my neighbor, his wife. We wanted to help the wino. We didn't care. My wife and I didn't have any thought of who it was. This was striking a value that we can call love for humanity. And yes, the Japanese also did everything they could for Hiroshima and Nagasaki, victims of the bombs. I'm not judging whether or not the bomb should have been dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I'm not a military genius that can figure out the wisdom of that. I do know they could have dropped the bombs on close mountains and destroyed just Earth in order to teach the lesson without, but I don't want to judge that. I'm talking about deep values, as the poet said, too deep for human tears. The values that come out of tragedy, the gold that comes out of the fire. Well, I now see that 10 countries have the atom bomb: U.S., Russia, France, Canada, England, Israel, China, North Korea, Pakistan, India. And all have probably raised it up from an atomic bomb to 65 times more powerful megaton bomb, the hydrogen bomb, that could really destroy New York City, Miami, Chicago, LA, San Diego. These are immense bombs. Now, what has this threat of extinction of humans brought forth out of diplomats? And one of the things that is always at the front of people's minds when they meet at a table to negotiate with North Korea, that could immediately bomb Seoul and destroy several 100,000 people. What do they do when they talk with Pakistan or China or Russia? What do the Israelis do when they know they could destroy any major city around them because they also have 2 nuclear subs? The thing is, that has brought out super reason in humanity. We know there cannot be another world war. That would be insane. It could mean the death of all humans on this planet. And so the scientists have pushed for disarmament and containment of these ferocious weapons. The lesson I guess I want to teach, I don't want to continue, is that major evil that comes out of enormous tragedy calls for us to use our reason, to get away from the reptilian brain, to get away from the vengeance that a 10-year-old boy just bubbled up out of him. Now, there is no guarantee, but there is one thing that we have to learn, and that is we have to learn to love. We have to learn to accept all people as citizens of this planet Earth, on it together. We have to learn something deep that is really learned when tragedy strikes.